Hi everybody. I hope each of you are doing well today. Let me adjust my webcam. Webcam camera? It's a plug-in USB. Anyways, my name is Shane. This is my video for WDD 230's student presentation. I signed up for week 4 and that means CSS Combinators. Um, I know that the video is supposed to be around 10 minutes, but I honestly just want to make this as efficient and simple for you guys that have never heard of CSS Combinators, or the name might not be recognizable, but once I start getting into it, it might seem familiar. Either way, my job is just to make it pretty simple for you, and we're just going to hop right into it. Um, we're on MDN Web Docs. This is where we're going to start. I'm going to walk through each of the examples just so you would be able to see um, about how CSS combinators work. So the first type of CSS combinator is called the Descendant Combinator. It's represented by a single space and combines two selectors. This is so you can be able to distribute certain CSS styling rules to certain elements within a parent-child relationship. So for example, let's look at this editor right here. We've got a div with a paragraph tag in the middle of it, and then a paragraph tag outside of it. The div's class is box, and the paragraph inside of the div has the text in dot box, and then the text within the paragraph outside of the div says text not in dot box. As you can see up here, it displays two different things. Text in dot box is red, and text not in dot box is standard black. When we look at the CSS styling rules, we have dot box space p, and then of course the rule to make the text color red. Now this is apparent because when we have the class, so this is represented by the dot box class, so class is box, dot box, there's a space in p. So what this is saying is first it's going to look for the box class. So as you know, your web browser is formulating your HTML file to display to the user, it's going to look through these, it's going to take the CSS styling, and it's going to look through here, and it's going to go, oh, I found it. I found the class box. Now let's see if there's a paragraph inside of it. And it's going to look and, oh, we found a paragraph. Very cool. So now we're going to make the text inside of this paragraph red. And it continues to look for box class with any paragraphs inside of the box class. And of course, it's not going to find any, and this text just won't be affected by it. We can go down here and we can actually add to this and say div, and we'll do another div real quick. And let's make another paragraph, and then this paragraph is going to, whoopsies, my bad. I've been working on a Mac for a little bit, so Windows computers are, well, anyways, that's besides the point. And I'm going to say I love Taco Bell. I really do. Taco Bell's great. And now we're going to assign this div to the class box. And that's my daughter in the background if you can hear the little weird noises. And as you can see right here, the CSS styling rules apply. It found a div with the class box and a paragraph on the inside. We can test this again by just removing the class, and it's going to go back to the default black color right there. The next style of combinator is called the child combinator. This is represented by this sign. I don't actually know what it's called. You know, you could say greater than, less than. I guess it's all contingent on what's on the left side or the right side. But this left-facing caret sign, side caret, I don't know, is placed between two CSS selectors, so just like the one before, but instead of a space, we're going to be using this one. My daughter's talking. She's trying to tell you guys what's up. So this is going to look for an article tag, and then it's, of course, going to select the children of the article tag P. So it matches only those elements matched by the second selector, so this is the first selector, this is the second selector, that are direct children elements matched by the first descendant elements further down the hierarchy don't match. So let's look down here at this. We have a couple lists. We have an unordered list, 2 list items, an ordered list with 2 more list items on the inside. And the CSS styling rules is make sure to find the children of the unordered list. So what this is going to do is it's going to do a top border with 5 pixels with a solid, well, it's going to be a solid border that is 5 pixels thick, and it's going to be the red color, and it's going to be on the top. So just like we did before, it's going to go, our web browser is going to go, oh, this is an unordered list. Let's look at the children of that list. Boom, just like that. I don't know why this is red. And it's going to look, and it's going to, oh, I know why. This is need to be fixed. Okay, weird. So this is, it's going to find these two. And it's going to be like, oh my goodness, this is great. We're going to make the top borders of these red. And it's going to go through, and it's actually not going to apply these to these 2 list items because they are the children of an ordered list. So if we went over here, and let's make another list item. Right here, we're going to go list item. Nope. Gotta do 4 spaces. There we go. Another list item. And inside of the list item, we're just going to say, I love Taco Bell. Right here. So that same line is applied. And of course, if I had anything below, it wouldn't work. But that is a child combinator. So it only selects the first children directly from the first selector. The next one is an adjacent sibling combinator. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. But you guys will get it. It's placed between 2 CSS selectors the same way, so instead of the little caret symbol, you're getting a plus sign. And it only matches those elements matched by the second selector that are the next sibling element of the first selector. So, we look down here at this example. We've got article tag, an H1, a P, another P, and a closing article tag right there. So this CSS selector is looking for the adjacent sibling combinator. So it's going to look for a P, the first P that's right next to an H1 tag. So it's going to go look through here. The web browser is going, woo, 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 woo. Well, we found an H1 tag, so let's make the next paragraph bold with that background color, text color of this, and the padding of this. So that gets applied here. But notice, this paragraph is technically a sibling to H1. The only difference is it's not a direct sibling. It's not the next one. It's the next one, but that doesn't work. So you would apply that by this plus sign right there. And lastly, the general sibling combinator, a little bit different. If you want to select the siblings of an element even though they're not directly adjacent, just like this one, you use this one. You find it in a lot of Spanish languages. I don't actually know what this one was called, but I know Espanol. So it's a squiggly line. I don't know what it's called. I know there's a name for it. I've heard it before. I think it starts with a T. It's irrelevant. Well, it might not be for some people, but for our case, you do the squiggly symbol. Typically, it's going to be on the top left part of your keyboard, maybe under the escape button. But anyways, this allows you to select siblings of an element even if they are not directly adjacent. So if we look in this example, it's going to select all of the image tags that are siblings to paragraph tag. So when we look down here, we've got, or at least, well, in that example. In this example, we have an article tag, h1p div p article. And this one is just going to select all of the siblings of the h1 that are paragraphs. It's going to give them font weight bold, that background color, this text color, and this padding. So it's going to look, oh, I found an H1. Let's see if there are any siblings that are paragraphs. Well, there's one, and there's two. And it's going to apply these things. So I'm a paragraph, I'm a div, I'm another paragraph. Very cool. And this just allows you to apply to certain things in relation to another CSS selector. Now, as far as using combinators, you can do a lot of different things. For example, if you wanted to specify an adjacent sibling combinator with a specific detailing, like, for example, a class in this example, it's going to look for an adjacent sibling combinator of an unordered list. That's a list item with the class A. Then you'd apply it with these brackets and specify that. But of course, when you're creating big lists of selectors that vary specific parts of your document, take care. But that's pretty much it. CSS selectors are pretty cool. They can be powerful if used correctly, but my advice would be just to make sure you plan ahead. Have a game plan in mind, because as much as CSS combinators are pretty cool, can make your document a little bit confusing. So with that in mind, I hope all of this made sense, and have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.